Hey you guys, it is Stu and welcome back to my channel. Check out my girls before here. This is actually my co-stylist Kate and we're going to be coloring her hair for the first time in 6 months. Now we're going in and our game plan is she wants a low maintenance lived in color. So she doesn't want to be super blonde. She wants to keep that dimension where she can go another like 6 months without having to color her hair. She's low maintenance, she's easygoing, so this is going to be my favorite technique for giving you like a low maintenance lived in easy beautiful grow out. And so what I've started off is I've done a foil to the left, to the right, and now I'm working up the middle. And what I'm going to be doing is just a few highlights, and now I've transitioned into teasy lights. Now anytime someone wants a lived in look or they come in and the inspo picture is more of a balayage, this is the kind of effect that I will always do. I love working with foils, and I'm going to be breaking it down exactly why, what I'm using, and how I'm going about this. So I'm going to be taking a section, taking a slice off the top, and then doing a big pickup. So you can see I go in right here, up and down really dramatically, just so I have minimum dropout from that section, and then I'm teasing up usually 2 to 3 times, just depending. Now the trick is the more you tease, the more dimension is going to be left in her hair. The less you tease, the brighter their pop is going to be. So now that I have done that little hairline detail work, I'm going to be working up on a slight diagonal to the left and to the right, and we're going to be ending at the top with an upside down triangle section, which will work up straight up horizontally. I'm going through and I'm saturating everything to make sure, and I'm feathering at the top, as you can see, just so it's really nice and blended there. And I'm going in and I'm only using 10 volume. Now her ends, it doesn't look like it in this video, and I know you guys, you can see it a little bit more whenever I'm foiling the top of her head a little bit better, but the lighting was so bright. Her blonde does look bright, but it needs to be brought back to life, so we are going in and overlapping. Now I'm using Wella Blondor, which has a bond builder inside of it, and I put in a little bit of Olaplex, and I'm only using 10 volume to start off with. The reason I'm going to be doing this is because it can lift really nice, low and steady, and not over processed. And as we're moving up at her head, foiling more, and we're having to remix our product, we can bump our developer so everything processes super nice and easy. We get an even lift everywhere, and everything lifts exactly at the same time. Now I have been playing around with a few different lighteners just to mix it up, keep myself on my toes, I guess, and I have been loving Wella Blondor, especially for looks like this. I feel like it's not too aggressive. I feel like it lifts nice and slow, and I actually pulled a little information from their website and I'm putting it here. It just says that it has about 7 levels of lift, even on pre-colored hair, and it also is a blue powder, so it's going to be fighting any yellow or any orange tones that you get whenever you're lifting. So it's going to be toning the hair as it's lifting a little bit, but not all the way. Something else I love about this lightener is anytime I'm doing baby lights, I'm going to prefer this over something like Blonde Me. Blonde Me does tend to swell, and Wella Blondor has not swelled on me once, so I've been loving it. And we have worked our way up to the top at that upside down triangle section. I'm doing the same exact foil placement, making sure I'm teasing, getting that out of the way, going through, saturating the hair, especially on that new growth, and blending it at the top. And I'm just continuing that process. And something you may have noticed is that I am folding my foils a little differently. Since these sections are a little bit thicker than I traditionally would do with a baby lighting, I'm just going to be folding them up once and then locking them in on their sides. I feel like it's just a lot flatter, and it helps everything process a little bit more evenly. I'm going to start off her hairline by going on a slight diagonal back, and I'm just taking more of a traditional highlight, but it's still a super fine stitch. Now I'm going through and doing this right off of her hairline just so it's super bright. I don't want to tease right here, even though you totally could, just so it's going to be a little bit more bright around her face where she's going to see and where she's going to feel the most blonde. And since I want to create that nice pop of brightness towards the front, I am going to be going in and I'm going to be doing a highlight directly behind this with minimum dropout. Now that that little hairline detail work is out of the way, I'm going to be working up straight horizontally on our sides because we are weaving out dimension and then we are teasing out dimension too. That way it's going to be super blended, but a horizontal foil placement is going to give you maximum brightness. So we're getting maximum brightness, but also leaving in the dimension with the weave and the tease, if that makes any sense. I have transitioned my lighteners as I've been remixing. So I did 10 and 15 in the back, and now I'm at 20 volume on my third mix of lightener. Since we are going for more of a dimensional look, we don't have to bring the lightener all the way to the scalp because we are going to be doing a shadow root at the bowl, and it's just going to be taking away the work. I feel like it's just quicker, honestly, you guys. If you take the highlights all the way to the scalp and then you try to blend them down, it's just taking away all that work that you did. Taking the highlights all the way to the scalp, it's just going to be an easier process and save a little bit of time by not focusing on getting the lightener all the way to the scalp because you're going to be blending it down anyways. I thought this angle was really cool because you can actually see what I can see. So as you can see, I have my section, I take a slice, I weave that guy, and then what we're going to be doing is holding the hair straight out from the head and teasing it up so we can create that dimension with our tease, getting the tease out of the way, grabbing our foil, putting it on our comb, and then making sure with tight tension we're holding it into place. I like to make sure that the tease is out of the way completely before I start saturating this, and then I just feel like this is going to be a better angle for you guys to be able to see what I see, even though it was really hard to film this with the camera in my face. You guys, I get so excited doing a money piece. It's literally one of the face frame. I mean, I love all things hair, but this is one of my favorite things by far. So I'm going to be starting off by doing a few slices directly off of our hairline just so we get a really nice and bold pop right here. I'm going to be following that up by a few tightly packed together highlights, kind of like we did on those first few diagonal backs on the side of our hairline. We're going to be transitioning from slices into those tightly packed highlights, and then we're going to be spacing them out a little bit more as we're working into that mohawk section, just so everything has a nice blend from the pop from the slices into the transition of the highlights into everything, into the teasy lights, more into the interior of her hair. I think it's super important to have that gradient blend of the pop from the front transitioning into the teasy lights, just so everything isn't so like harsh. If I was just to do straight slices and then teasy lights, I feel like it wouldn't have that nice, like more beautiful blended look, and every little detail counts, especially right here around the face frame where the clients are going to be looking at it the most. Now that we are done with that money piece, I'm going straight back and doing the same thing where we're going straight up horizontal on both sides of this mohawk sectioning, just so everything's super nice and consistent, it's even everywhere, and we're going to get a nice, beautiful result. So she is done processing. You can see that beautiful pop in the front. We're going to get into toning. So my formula for this is going to be Shades EQ. This is her all over toner. I'm using 9VG, which is a violet gold, and a 9P, which is pearl, and it is blue and violet based to counteract any warm tones that are left into her hair. I've started by clarifying her hair, doing her all over toner. I've just been doing it this way before our root shadow because I feel like it's just going to help neutralize everything. It kind of evens out our canvas, and I feel like, I don't know, I've just been liking it, especially with the Teasy lights. I feel like it's going to help it comb out a little bit better. I don't know why, maybe it's just in my head, but it is what I have been doing lately, and I've been loving it. After that, we washed the toner out. We have sat her up, brushed her out. I've got a barrier of Olaplex on her mids to ends, so she's going to be getting a treatment, helping seal in that toner a little bit more, adding a little bit of moisture to her hair, and it's going to help, you know, give her a treatment after we did all that lightening. My root shade is still Shades EQ, except I'm using the gel developer this time, so it's a little bit of a thicker consistency, and it's going to be easier to work with, and it's going to help it not transfer so far down. I'm doing about 2 inches in the back, and I'll be doing about 1 inch on the front, leaving out that hairline just to tap it. And my formula is 7N and 6T. 7N to help neutralize everything, and 6T is to help counteract any warmth that we might have gotten right there at the foil line. And basically I'm just bringing down this root just to where it starts to have that nice blend from our Teasy light. You can kind of see this is our little bit of a sneak peek of how our color is going to look, and you can see even before adding this root shadow, it is going to be really nice and blended and super pretty, and I'm already obsessed with the result, and it is going to be just you guys just wait until I get this dry. It's so pretty. I can't wait to show you the end. I finished up by styling her. I did 7 seconds detangler by Unite. We are a full Unite salon, and I have been loving their styling products lately. Going in with my Jay-Z Styles blow dryer and round brush to style it off, and you guys just look how good this is. I am obsessed with this. I hope you guys enjoy the end result as much as I do. I know it's kind of hard to see because it was nighttime. It was really dark in the salon. The lighting's not the best, but you can see it's a beautiful bright blonde, but still a lot of dimension toward the mid, so she's going to have a nice and easy grow out. We brightened her up a lot, and of course, if you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below, and I'll be happy to answer them. I'm so happy we finally gave my girl Kate a makeover, and let me know what videos you guys want to see down below. Feel free to connect with me on Instagram and TikTok as well, and I'll see you next week with more hair tutorials.